Hello there, it's Bernard Breyer, and I'm going to do a first impression today, a first impression of tobacco recently bought. It's another of Germain's blend, and this is their special Latakia flake. I think it's a broken flake. But before I get onto that, I have hit the 300 subscriber mark, and I am planning on doing a very small, pretty low-key giveaway. I'm a student, so I can't afford to do anything too extravagant, although I wish I could, because well, there's some great guys here on YouTube and it would be lovely to give something generous away. The plan was to create a contest where you do a VR talking about other hobbies outside of pipe smoking, and if there's any interest from any of you regarding that, you know, if you'd like to take part, I think the giveaway would just be a pipe and some tobacco, nothing huge, but if you are interested in creating a VR and entering a small contest, please let me know so that I can go ahead and do it, because you know, it would be a shame to go to the trouble of kind of holding a contest if people weren't particularly bothered. And I totally understand if it's not. I've got a pretty small, low-key channel here, so I get it. But do let me know. Please do let me know if you're interested. I will now move on to this. So, ordered it in bulk, not a tin, so I get it in the wonderful UK tobacco packaging. Some very attractive anti-smoking artwork there, like there's the ash in the shape of a fetus, which is always going to be very appealing to smokers. Yes, I'm right. So the tobacco comes in this sort of broken flake. You can see it is a flake. It looks like it's got some plume, I think you call it, when the sugar crystals rise to the surface. So it's called special Latakia flake, but it is I don't believe it's particularly Latakia forward. It's a Virginia Latakia blend, but it has got that sort of more of a campfire Latakia smell as opposed to sort of the Lapin Souchong Latakia smell. Sweet woodsy sort of thing. It's got lots of bright and dark in there, and it looks and smells like it's going to taste great. So I got with me my Church Warden, which I don't often smoke, unless I'm going to put some time aside to sit down and really enjoy a smoke, which is what I'll do today. So I will pack it up and give you my first impression of this tobacco. I'm quite excited to try it. When I first looked into Germain, JF Germain's tobaccos, this was the first one that really caught my eye, but as I went to place my first order, I'd done a bit of research into the Esoterica range that those of you lucky enough to live in these states have access to, and our equivalents to a couple of the most popular of the Esoterica range here were, so Stonehaven is remarkably similar, not the same, but remarkably similar to Rich Dark Flake, sorry, and they released 1820 Flake, which was supposedly extremely similar to Penzance. In fact, I've smoked both Penzance and 1820 Flake, and they are cut from the same cloth, put it that way. Or the same leaf, cut from the same leaf would be a more appropriate expression in this case. I have a feeling this tobacco is going to be slightly on the moist side, perhaps it needs a little drying out. Also, it rubs out really easily into quite a broad ribbon cut, and does smell good. I'm interested to see what this will smell like. It before the Esoterica hype. I'm not sure that's fair. There's always been Esoterica hype, but before Germain started trying to capitalise on the popularity of Esoterica Tabacchiana here in the UK with the release of 1820 Flake, which only came out within the last couple of years. I think this was the tobacco that they produced, which had, well, it was one of the more popular blends by Germain, though everybody knows their quality is very good. They supposedly age a lot of their tobacco before blending it, especially their Virginias, which give them their distinct, often quite rich and fulfilling characteristics that make Germain's blends what they are. So, I'm excited to try this, and I'll give you my thoughts. If you're interested in an affordable, high quality Church Warden, and you're based in the United Kingdom, then I strongly recommend you check out some of the Ben Wade Church Warden pipes. They're pretty good. This smooth, kind of quite natural finish, cutty, I think is a particularly nice pipe. It smokes as a Church Warden should, cool and smooth. Well, you pick up on the Latakia right off the bat, which is fitting as it's called Special Latakia Flake. It's actually, considering what I was seeing in the packet, the colours, it looked to be quite a varied blend. The Latakia, at least at this initial sort of charring stage of the smoke, it's the prominent force, which I didn't quite expect. I expected something a little bit more balanced, a bit more Virginia forward than perhaps this is. For people who like Latakia bombs, lat bombs, I've seen such smokers diss this blend for being perhaps a little, not Latakia enough for a special Latakia flake. Yeah, it's not a light bomb, but it's Latakia forward. Which I don't mind at all. I quite like Latakia. When I smoke a tobacco for the first time, I always try to be quite gentle on it, because you never know, it might bite a little, or until you get to know a blend, I think it's always best to sort of tread carefully so as to pick up as much of the flavour and the nuance as possible. Oh, I'm getting a little bit more of the Virginia now. I was just about to sort of say this is not as three-dimensional a smoke as I'd expected. I was going to accuse it of being a little one-dimensional off the bat, but it's developing that sweetness as I work my way down. It's gone out on me. I do perhaps think I should have allowed it to dry, but this is all part of a first impressions, isn't it? I think it's best just to grab the tobacco out of the packet and see what it's like to smoke. Give everybody your first impression. Learn from your mistakes of that first smoke for the future smoke. Okay, so with that light there, I'm getting a kind of quite a rich campfire sort of smoked meats sort of Latakia, a little like the 1820 flake, the Penzance, a little like that in flavour. Not quite as sweet as those blends. But this is interesting because this is a to look at. This blend is quite bright for a supposed special Latakia flake. You know, you'd expect a predominantly Latakia blend, lots of dark leaf in there. But it behaves and smokes just like it says on the tin, special Latakia flake. Smoky and woodsy, with the Virginia coming in to provide a certain sweetness. So far, I describe it as a slightly less pronounced 1820 flake. I think with 1820 they saw the hype that Penzance was causing overseas and thought, let's offer the Brits some of that. But I am beginning to see why lots of people compared this blend to Penzance before the release of 1820 Flake. It's got that, some of the more traditional English, Oriental, Latakia based blends that you'd smoke in the UK, such as some of those by Dunhill, Samuel Gawith's Skiff or Squadron Leader, one that I quite enjoy at the moment, Rattray Red Rapparee. They have a sort of, the Latakia is a leathery companion to the Virginia. But what I noticed with 1820, Penzance, even with Balkan Sobrani, and some of the US market tobaccos I've tried, such as Seattle Pipe Club's Plum Pudding and Mississippi River, they have an oaky, woodsy, I've used this term already in this video, meaty kind of. Flavour and aroma. There's definitely different ways of achieving effects with Latakia. But I must say, I'm just so surprised at how Latakia forward this is. It is not a Latakia bomb. It's not a lat bomb by any stretch of the imagination, but for a tobacco that looks so bright in the tin or packet, in my case, it's those Virginias really taking a back note. Allowing the Latakia to do its thing. I think it's quite an aptly named blend. A lot of blends are criticised on tobacco reviews for, not delivering. A tobacco I've been smoking recently is Perfection by Samuel Gawith, and I think it's a decent blend, but you read the reviews on it, and those who perhaps didn't enjoy it very much say, perfection? No, this isn't perfection at all. And for me, perfection is too strong a word. It's a 3 out of 4 star smoke for me. Well, Special Latakia Flake is certainly Special Latakia Flake. It's a little unusual. And despite appearances, it is Latakia forward. Well, I think I'll leave you there. As first impressions go, your smoke has just got better and better, and I anticipate that I'll enjoy finishing off this packet. I didn't buy too much, just about an ounce, I think. But it's left a good first impression. And yes, as much as I can recommend from a first smoke, I would say that I'll probably end up highly recommending this blend. It's worth a try, especially if you like the other Germain stuff. They put good tobacco on the market. So until next time, do enjoy your smokes and keep well. Thank you very much.